Cory in the House is a spin-off of That's So Raven that lasted a couple seasons from 2007 to 08, but has lived on the internet in infamy for much longer. You may be familiar with the now far past meme of Cory in the House being an anime. A lot of people find it wildly unfunny, especially nowadays, so I'll preface this whole video with my apology for finding this awful joke funny. But it just gets me every time. It's so stupid though. Like, if you look at the comments on any video of Cory in the House, it's full of people saying the animation is really good, or the manga is better, or their favorite anime is iCarly or Seinfeld. It's always made better by people that genuinely did not understand why people were referring to that as an anime and saying no, this is live action, and all the comments just correcting them. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to watch through it all again because I was really curious to see how it holds up beneath the thousands of layers of irony, and I was not disappointed. But in this video, I'm gonna try to be somewhat objective and unironic. Somewhat. I was thinking of uploading this video for April Fool's Day, but then I was like, I want to talk about this show unironically, so I can't upload it on April Fool's. And then in the meantime, someone made a much more comprehensive video on Cory in the House. So yeah, check out this video from Cyanide, where he talks about what political party the president in the show is. It's a really awesome video. So Cory in the House follows a similar formula of That's So Raven, but Raven's plots usually are portrayed as Raven has a vision that doesn't go as planned, and she ends up in a wacky situation trying to prevent the bad thing from happening, often like putting on a disguise or something, but the vision usually isn't as bad as it seems, or she prevents it, and often there's a misunderstanding of what the vision entails. But Cory isn't psychic, he just is a schemer who loves money. So yeah, having a show about Cory wasn't the network's first choice. They were gonna have a show about Raven going to college, but she declined. So we get a show where her little brother Cory and their dad Victor move into the White House, as Chef Victor is now an executive presidential chef. I feel like they didn't have enough material for a show just about Cory, so they had to throw him into the White House or something, but hey, it works. Cory in the House episodes usually follow a framework of Cory setting up some kind of scheme for his own gain. He ends up being too greedy or betraying someone who then turns on him, and then there's a big wacky scene at the end of the show, like being thrown onto a horse, or getting chased by a guided tour he scammed, or chasing a seal that ends up stealing a $50,000 fish reserved for the Prime Minister of Japan's sushi, all because Cory spilled ink on the presidential seal and replaced the presidential seal with a real seal. Yeah, these episodes are really something. But you know, they always get a chuckle out of me, and I hate it. And love it. While I'm not gonna go over too many episodes of the show, there are some funny or interesting moments I just wanted to share and talk about, because there's a lot of plot points or moments that are either really funny or really infuriating. Also, the context of this show being in the White House makes so many scenes just a bit more unintentionally funny. There's like a dozen times an episode where characters would probably just get taken out by Secret Service if this was real. Like Cory just casually stumbling into the Oval Office and hiding under the desk not to get caught is just wild. Maybe the craziest example I can think of is Raven shows up for an episode and has a psychic vision of a grandfather clock falling on the president. So without any context, she just runs in and tackles him out of the way. No one knows yet who she is and why she did that, but I love that she can do this while having enough time to run away. And even better, the president and his security find her later in the episode, and the president is the one leading the chase. Like, yeah, that's a great idea.
It's the kook! Get her!
I hope this isn't too insensitive to say, because it's a really tragic event, but whenever I watch Cory in the House, I always see his dad as that former cop that had the manhunt in Standoff in San Bernardino. Sometimes I see a random picture of him online and I think to myself, when did Raven and Cory's dad get arrested? I'm glad to know I'm not the only one who thinks that though. When Christopher Dorner died, the actor that played Cory's dad, Rondell Sheridan, said he breathed a huge sigh of relief because he was scared of getting confused used for him in public. He even said that he had seen his picture in some places that mentioned Dorner mistakenly used his picture instead. The fact that he was traveling through LAX at this time makes things especially scary. Like, I'd be so paranoid. So when I'm watching scenes like in the first episode when Cory's dad says, "Oh, this is about a girl," and stares into Cory's soul, I just think, run, Cory, run. But when I shed these suspensions of disbelief, there's some fun, candid moments, like Cory and the president sharing a midnight snack together. Like, that's so crazy to think about. The plot and setting are pretty fun. When Cory's not at the White House, he goes to this DC prep school with a few interesting classmates that belong to powerful families. This is like My Hero Academia, but instead of superheroes, we got nepotism babies. We got his best friend Newt, the empty-headed rocker son of a senator and Supreme Court judge. His first moment on screen is him falling out of a helicopter that literally drops him off for school.
Man, that helicopter's gonna land right on us. Run for your lives!
Cory, it's okay. That's just my friend Newt.
Who? Nina!
There's also this gal Mina, who's the daughter of the ambassador of the country Bahavia. If you don't know, Bahavia is a country in the Spawn comic universe home to medieval Spawn, or a fictional country in the Disney Channel television show Cory in the House. It's a fake country, obviously, and I guess it's just coincidence that there's another country named Bahavia in something. But Mina's actress, Mayara Walsh, does have Brazilian heritage in real life, and she says her accent in the show is supposed to be a combination of Portuguese and Arabic, but also says Bahavia is kinda a combination of all the continents. I feel like Bahavia is coded to be more like India and or the Middle East, and some of the jokes they make fly a little close to the sun. Like, this isn't as random of a culture as they play it off to be, I feel, but nothing is really too specific either, I guess, so it just makes me a little uncomfortable, like, oh yeah, haha, that sure is a weird ritual you're doing, yeah. I'm sure they made a fake country to avoid controversy, but the accent is pretty distracting. It's so obviously fake and forced, and that's especially apparent when she would sing.
You think you can take my heart and stomp it, but you can't, no you can't. You think my heart is like a meatloaf that you can grind and stamp and sprinkle with hay.
Most of Mina's lines have to do with the quirks of her culture or her overly strict father, but she has some really funny lines and is a sweet character. The trio isn't anything too crazy or unique, but I genuinely really enjoy most of their interactions. You know, thinking more about this kind of trio and their dynamic of the schemer, the idiot, and the one that kind of worries. Is Cory in the House just a live-action Ed, Edd n Eddy, but that also takes place sort of in the White House? Alright, let's not think about this too hard. I think Kyle Massey did a great job as Cory, and he really brought the show to its full potential, because my reaction to so many episodes of this show is, oh hey, this episode kinda sucks. And then they do one or two things with like perfect comedic timing, where Cory has a really big dramatic reaction, and I say, okay, well it made me genuinely chuckle, I guess I better watch another. Like, here's a good example of a very uneventful episode that has a moment that just forces a scoff out of me. Newt is forced by his politician parents to run for school office, and despite his ineptitude and lack of desire to do this, he ends up gaining a lot of voters with his I don't care attitude. So now the only way he can be saved from holding office is if Cory runs for office. There's a bear that's gonna be in a cage at the school for the homecoming dance or something. I don't know, I can't rewatch this again. So Cory decides the best way to gain votes is if he shows everyone how cool and fearless he is. Cory has Newt dress up as a bear so Cory can show everyone how cool he is by locking himself in the bear cage, but he doesn't realize the bear ends up arriving early and Newt arrives late. So it's kind of like that episode of SpongeBob with the gorilla when SpongeBob was afraid to go outside. The episode isn't terribly complex or original or hell, even funny for most of it, but Cory posting up with a basketball on the bear or putting him in a headlock just to realize a moment later it's a real bear is pretty funny, but the comedic timing of this part makes me laugh every time.
Hey, dude. Newt, what's wrong, man? Newt, what are you doing out there?
Well, sorry I was late, but I saw you in there with some other fuzzy dude.
Newt, you don't understand, man. If you're out here, then that means that's the real... Make myself big. Right. Good idea, Newt.
Cory really hams up the reactions to the crazy stuff that happens, which makes this an unironically great show to throw on in the background. It often takes a little bit for an episode to get going, but lots of the episodes just reel me in with one hearty chuckle, which I honestly don't get from a lot of shows. Every time a joke is said, it lands in the perfect sweet spot of either really funny or really bad, which is great because you know you're never gonna hear a mid-joke. Some of the storylines are pretty crazy too, like Cory accidentally giving the deed to Alaska to the Russian Prime Minister and getting it back through a game of Dance Dance Revolution. Like, come on, he's not even hitting the pad here. There's an episode where Cory tries to raise money for a ski trip because his credit card gets eaten by an ATM. This is caused by his recurring rival Stickler. He's the child of a family of spies who's like the combination of Neville from iCarly, Stingy from Lazy Town, and I guess I'd say Lil Hitler. Having a family of spies explains why the hell he has a credit card destroying remote, but like that's still just crazy to me. He needs to be locked up. He also asks Nina in the first episode if she wants to see photos from her vacation. He didn't go on that vacation. Yeah. So Cory gets the president's daughter to be the tour attraction on his secret White House tours, and it's like, how can he have secret White House tours? The security of everything makes so little sense. But I'm not complaining. Having realistic security wouldn't make anything more interesting. Let's be real here. The president's daughter Sophie is known as America's Angel, so like a lot of episodes of the show, Cory gets Sophie to help him with a plan of his since Sophie has so many connections and so much power as the president's daughter. But she always wants something in return, and Cory has to be a greedy asshole, so he refuses to take her on the ski trip she's helping him raise money for, so she ends up leaving the tour and stealing the money. This causes Cory and the tour that was promised pictures of America's Angel to chase Sophie through the White House. It sure is a good thing all of the Secret Service was asleep or something, so they didn't see dozens of people stampeding through the White House chasing the president's daughter. Like, people would die here. Also, there's another plot of this episode in which the president got back from China and is so jet-lagged he keeps calling Chef Victor for sandwiches in the middle of the night. So both of them are just exhausted during the day. They both escape unbeknown to the other into a room in the White House known to have the softest bed, but when they realize the other is in the bed as well, they say, screw it, I'm tired, and end up sleeping in the same bed together. The stampeding tour ends up in this hallway, and they believe Sophie ran into the room with the soft bed that Victor and the president are sleeping in. When they begin to bang on the door, the president comes to a horrifying conclusion.
We're busted.
Well, we didn't do anything.
Don't you get it? If they find us in here together, they'll think we're lazy.
Right.
If the tour walks in on these two men sleeping in the same bed, everyone will think the president is lazy. Yeah, lazy. If the president's daughter Sophie looks familiar to you, you may recognize her from the movie The Game Plan, featuring The Rock. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson actually has a guest appearance in this show, and his episode is so bad. Like, it's actually one of the worst episodes of the whole show, which is actually really fitting for the writing of most things The Rock is in, actually. Cory has this big workout machine he's trying to get The Rock to sponsor. I don't remember why The Rock is coming to the White House, but everyone gets trapped in a room where the door is blocked by the giant workout machine Cory made. Except for The Rock and Sophie, who are having a tea party in the other room. I wonder if they did this because The Game Plan was coming out. Like, it's a very similar plot to the movie. But this is a bit of a disappointing guest appearance when you realize Cory doesn't even get to meet The Rock. Their only interaction is through a small fantasy Cory has of the two of them making a ton of money, and even then, everyone else starts invading Cory's fantasy to see The Rock as well. So all these characters are either in a matrix, or Cory is suffering from voices in his head that he can't stop.
Hi, Dwayne. How jazzed are you to see me?
Wow, it's just like looking in the mirror.
Cory, I thought this was supposed to be your fantasy.
And I thought so too.
Not so fast, punk.
You rock.
You do. You really do.
Oh, yeah. Get out of my fantasy. Out.
I mean, Pinky's out.
There's an episode where Cory spills ink on the presidential seal because he's kissing a girl he brought to the White House who loves history. And panicking because he ruined the presidential seal, Cory gets Newt and Mina to help out.
Boy, you got me a seal?
I did good, huh? My parents are on the board at the zoo, and that's how I met old Slappy.
Slappy?
Actually, he prefers old Slappy.
This seal is actually really funny. This is one of the better episodes of this show for sure. Like, it's so cute. Look at this seal. Also, I feel like sushi was a lot more haha weird back in 2007. Like, Victor talks about how the raw fish could give him gas, and it's like, okay, sure. Also, in another episode, one of Sophie's friends says something like, ew, that sounds foreign, when Victor makes lunch for them. And it's like, whoa, this was a different time. But even then, why the hell would you say that in the first place? So Chef Victor is preparing this $50,000 fish for the Prime Minister of Japan. And when the sushi is finally made, the seal comes up and attacks like a horror movie, ruining the super expensive meal.
Sushi is served.
Also, the real presidential seal rug got the ink removed on it from some Bahavian ritual Mina did. I really don't have much to say, but I unfortunately laughed at this scene, and it's so stupid, I will not defend it. It was just stupid and unexpected, and it caught me off guard, and I'm sorry.
Pinch of goat horn. And a teaspoon of squirrel tears.
What did you do? I just wanted a little kiss.
I warned you, Cory.
This is what we do to destroyers of history.
No! Naked.
There's a few more episodes I just want to quickly talk about. Like, the first episode actually moves at a pretty good pace. They quickly establish that Cory and his dad live in the White House, and he meets Newt and Mina. And Mina says she loves horses for like the only time in the whole series, which directs us down the episode formula of Cory lies that he's good at something to impress girl, then does thing publicly, things go awry, but girl sees the effort he went through and likes him despite him lying. The girl never says screw you for lying, but the thing that really bothers me in this episode is that Cory was so insecure about being just a regular kid among all these special kids, like the kid of the ambassador of a country or the kid of a Supreme Court judge. So this is why he lied about being good at riding horses. But here's the thing, Cory lives in the White House. Does no one care? Is this more of a casual thing than I give credit to? I already mentioned there's an episode where his older sister Raven shows up and tackles the president because of the grandfather clock falling on him in a psychic vision she has. Assuming she wouldn't just be sniped on the spot for tackling him, Cory has to dress as Raven to present her White House fashion line she created, because the real Raven is in hiding since the president knows what she looks like but didn't know that that was the Raven that's coming to present her fashion line. I feel like every Disney Channel show had an episode like this where like the boy had to dress as a girl, but like unfortunately this is one of the best episodes of this show, and it's just because of how crazy Cory is. Like, this ridiculous laugh he does gets me every time.
Raven's coming!
Raven, don't talk like that.
Raven better get back in the room. I'm Cory's big sister, Raven. Hey! I want to thank y'all for being my models. Home skillet biscuits.
Hi, I mean, it's amazing how much you look like your brother.
Yes. I guess I just got lucky.
Also, yeah, the president leading the chase to hunt down the crazy gal that tackled him is just so stupid but funny to me.
It's the kook!
got you now!
I'll save you, Mr. President!
Not again. It's okay, fellas. It's all just a little misunderstanding. Raven just saved me from a terrible accident. She's not a kook. She's a Baxter.
Come over here and take care of this. Yeah, that should do. Bye-bye.
Good God, what the hell, man. You may already know the last episode I want to talk about. It's often considered the best episode. So, Cory keeps getting messed with from this kid Stanley, played by Bobby Thompson, who you may know from that one season clip show on Cartoon Network, Bobby Says, or he's the kid from Role Models. Anyways, he acts like a little shit, but no one believes Cory. He pretends to have a broken leg from a banana peel Cory dropped, but Cory knows how to expose this lie. He realizes Stanley's terrified of skeletons, as we see here.
All right, man, yo, Stanley, relax, all right? They're not even real. They're just for my biology project.
I hate bones. They creepy.
Like, come on, man, that's not that scary. But this gives Cory an idea, and we get this amazing clip to end the episode.
Oh, yo, I guess you outsmarted me, man. I guess I gotta hand it to you.
Stanley, what's wrong?
Cory got a bone hand. A bone hand.
Oh, he sure did. Yo, Stanley, I wouldn't go that way if I was you.
Oh, yeah? And why not?
Cory, what is going on?
I have nothing to say. This clip really speaks for itself better than I could ever do justice. But it's a perfect example of the climaxes of Cory in the House episodes being wacky and having some crazy stunt or being just the right level of tacky or corny. Before wrapping this video up, I should really quickly talk about the final episode and how Cory in the House ends, because this one irks me more than any other episode, and I can't be mad the show got canned after this. The show ends on a random episode of Mina singing really well because of her breakup with her boyfriend, and she channels her rage or something, but they only finish part of the song. A Hollywood director then hears the song and offers to buy it, asking how many zeros he should put on the check for Cory. Cory tells him the song isn't finished yet, but he'll get it to be done, and the director says he needs the song now because he's from Hollywood and can't wait. But Mina and her boyfriend get back together now, and Mina can't sing well anymore because she's not angry, so Cory and Newt try to get Mina's boyfriend to break up with her so she can finish the song. Mina and her boyfriend realize this though, so they prank Cory and Newt by pretending the boyfriend got his tongue chopped off, and I don't care, that's all that happens. Like, Cory dresses up as the ambassador of Bahavia, but the boyfriend's already met Mina's dad, so it doesn't work. I feel like it's kind of like a That's So Raven plot where she often dresses up as other people because of her visions, but it's really not funny at all here, and this episode is honestly one of the worst in the series. But like, the thing that bothers me a lot is, yes, it's manipulative to dress as Mina's father and tell her boyfriend he must break up with her for 24 hours so they can finish their song and make a ton of money, but like, they'd make a ton of money and have their song in a movie. If someone manipulated me for 24 hours to have a song in a movie and a big check, I'd be pissed if they didn't do that for me. But yeah, the whole plot's just a little dumb. I don't care anymore. I'm done. We didn't get to see Cory become president or something. That'd be super cool, you know? Like, imagine the final episode has like a 20 years later and it shows Cory in the Oval Office, like, yeah, I've been here before. And you look outside, it's just like a terrifying Mad Max dystopia caused by Cory's insatiable greed. I should address the origin of the Cory in the House anime meme real quick, because there's two sources that people credit. The most prominent reference would be Filthy Frank, now known as Joji. Yeah, Joji is Filthy Frank. He made a video about weeaboos in which he states his favorite animes are as follows.
I mean, I feel you guys. My favorite animes consist of Toy Story, Cory in the House, airplane instruction videos from the 80s, Seinfeld.
If only he knew the impact this would have on the internet. The other possible origin is called Top 27 Anime Boobs. I don't know if the Top 27 Anime Boobs is 27 individual characters or if it's 27 individual boobs, meaning someone either has 1 or 3. But anyways, it opens to a zoomed in anime girl that's really blurred and zoomed in just to cut to the Cory in the House theme song, edited and synced to the Crashman theme from Mega Man 2. Apparently, gameplay of the Cory in the House Nintendo DS game was used a lot to troll on forums when people would say they had leaked footage of a new upcoming game. I actually played the Cory in the House DS game, which I bought several years ago when, haha, Cory in the House is an anime was a meme, but I don't really have much to say about it to include in this video. It's surprisingly decent though. It's like a Metal Gear sleuthing game where you can sneak around guards, or you can throw pies at them to stun them. It's more fun than I'm happy to admit. If I do ever decide to stream games sometime, a speedrun world record of this game would be pretty hype. So yeah, that's my watch through of Cory in the House in the year of our Lord 2023. It's better than I expected, but the mental damage builds up over time. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Liking and subscribing really helps me a lot, and I love reading all your comments. Alright, bye.